What's going on, guys? Today I am back with another hat format replay review for you guys. If you're interested in sending in your hat format replays, you can go down to the video description and find all the information on how to go about sending those in. Anyways, the match I have for you today, we have WCQ, who usually is on Infernity, but this time it looks like they are going to be on Gigavise. Very cool. You know, anyone who likes Edison knows about Gigavise, but obviously hat format has tons of cards that Edison doesn't have, so it'll be very interesting to see this. And on the other side, we have NAWCQ, who is going to be on Hieratic Ruler, so lots of ruler decks in this most recent Mortal Monthly, whether that's Mythic or Hieratic Ruler. So anyways, this should be a very interesting match. One other thing to note is I haven't shown Gigavise off on this channel because it's not the most common deck in hat format. So I'm going to be going over a lot of what those cards do for anyone who doesn't know what those do. But anyways, let's get straight into it. Here we do see WCQ get to start this one off. Opening hands, we see Upstart Goblin, Mathematician, Soul Charge, Super Solar Nutrient, and Lone Fire Blossom. So even without knowing too much about Gigavise, you know that if there's Lone Fire plus Soul Charge, it is going to be a fun time. And on the other side, we see Dragon Shrine, Flamevell Guard, Redox, Cards of Consonance, and Upstart Goblin. So their opponent opened very good as well. So let's see what happens. Here they draw a copy of Dandelion, going straight for the normal summon of Lone Fire Blossom, using the effect tributing itself, summoning another Lone Fire, and then tributing that Lone Fire for a copy of Gigaplant. Real quick, this card is a Gemini level 6 monster that says, this card is treated as a normal monster while face up on the field or in the graveyard. While this card is a normal monster on the field, you can normal summon it to have it become an effect monster with this effect. Once per turn, you can special summon one insect or plant monster from your hand or graveyard, and that is a soft once per turn, which usually this is used with Supervise, that if we get to that point, we will talk a little bit more about that. Anyways, here they're going to go Upstart, getting a copy of Supervise, so let's talk about it real quick. Equip only to a Gemini monster, it becomes an effect monster and gains its effects. So this basically bypasses the fact that this would have to be another normal summon in order to gain that effect. And then it says if this face-up card on the card is sent from the field to the graveyard, target one normal monster in your graveyard, special summon it. So the idea is you equip it with this, somehow you get to a tuner, in this case probably a Lone Fire. The Lone Fire turns into a tuner, whatever you synchro with these. This will then fall off, resummoning the Gigaplant, and then, you know, you try to get into another copy of Supervise or cards that keep extending your plays. Usually this deck goes for something like a Power Tool Dragon, which is going to allow you basically to keep adding equips and stuff and keep comboing off. So it's really, really cool. But anyways, let's see what happens here. They're going to activate the Supervise, equipping to the Gigaplant, using the Gigaplant effect to bring back the Lone Fire, as I mentioned previously. Use the Lone Fire to then go into a Spore. And then here they are going to Synchro Summon for a copy of Power Tool Dragon, as I mentioned before. And the Supervise is going to activate, resummoning back the Gigaplant. Here they can activate Power Tool Dragon, which it's a very iconic card, but if you don't know what this does, it says once per turn you can reveal 3 equip spells from your deck, then your opponent randomly adds one of them to your hand, and shuffle the other cards into the deck. If this card would be destroyed while equipped with an equip spells, you can send one of those to the graveyard instead. Usually that effect doesn't really come up. It's more so just the adding part of the ability. Here revealing Supervise, DDR, and Supervise. And they get the DDR. Next, they're going to go Soul Charge, bringing back Lone Fire, and the copy of Spore. Paying 3,000. And then here they're going to Synchro Summon for an 8, going for a copy of Stardust, using the Lone Fire effect to summon a copy of Copyplant. This says once per turn, you can target one other plant monster on the field that has a level. Increase this card, this card's level becomes that monster's current level until the end of this turn. My bad. So it just copies a level, obviously. After that, they're using the effect to copy Gigaplant and overlay for a copy of Strike Bouncer. Next, they're going to use the other Lone Fire, summoning a copy of Titanial and passing it over to NAWCQ, who gets a copy of Skill Drain, which is very good against this deck, though at the same time you have to keep in mind these are some kind of large monsters, 25, 27, and 28. So here they go Upstart at getting a copy of H.A.T, and looks like they accidentally clicked in the wrong spot. Maybe. And then here, cards of consonance, discarding the Flameveil Guard, drawing a copy of Nebthet and Soul Charge. So next they're going to normal summon the H.A.T via its effect, tribute it off for the special summon of Nebthet, then H.A.T will trigger, special summoning a Labradorite from deck. Probably going to synchro summon here, which they are, for a copy of Star Eater, then go Dragon Shrine, dumping another Labradorite and a copy of Sue. Kind of interesting to see them dump the Sue here and not like another ruler or something, but I guess that's kind of interesting. Oh, they're going to go for a Soul Charge play, so that kind of makes a little more sense. Bringing back Sue, Labradorite, Nebthet, and H.A.T. Okay, so very interesting, but I guess it makes sense if they were, you know, planning to go for some sort of King Atum play. It looks like they're using the other effect of H.A.T, which isn't as common to see, I feel. It says once per turn you can target one face-up normal monster on the field. The levels of all face-up hieratic monsters currently on the field become the level of that monster. So just making everything level 6 here because, you know, H.A.T and Nebthet are level 5s. They say it's good. They're taking some time to think. And here they are overlaying for a copy of Atum, detaching a material, but that is met with the Strike Bouncer here that is going to negate the effect and inflict 1,000 damage to the opponent. It doesn't destroy, though. So that is something to keep in mind, and then they're going to overlay the other two NAWCQs for another copy of Atum, and then get a copy of Blaster from deck. Here they're then going to go for a Redox, and are they going to, yep, they're going Big Eye, using the effect and taking the Titanial. The Titanial can then tribute itself to negate and destroy that card's activation, so it will destroy this. They say it's good, overlaying the Atum for a copy of Gaia Dragon, and another copy of Gaia Dragon, setting the skill drain and passing it over to NAWCQ, who gets a copy of Decree. That's going to be really good against this skill drain here. Normal summoning Mathematician, that gets met with the skill drain though. And they go Battle Phase, Photon Strike Bouncer over the copy of Gaia Dragon, and they're getting kind of low here, honestly, because of the Soul Charge and the skill drain here. Setting the Decree and passing it over to Lorciaba, my bad, who gets a copy of Tefnuit, and then it looks like they were going for a Dragon Ruler here. Yep, going for the copy of Blaster. Going Battle Phase, Star Eater over the Strike Bouncer, and Blaster over the Stardust, and Gaia Dragon over the Mathematician, which will then draw them a card, getting another copy of Super Solar Nutrient, and pack over to NAWCQ, who gets an Upstart. Using the Upstart, getting a copy of Instant Fusion, okay. And let's see what they think. They go Instant Fusion, paying 1,000 to get a copy of Fusionist. Normal summoning the Dandelion and then overlaying. But it looks like before overlaying, they're actually activating the Decree to shut off the skill drain, obviously. Going for a copy of Malaya the Trees, using the effect to special back the Lone Fire. Really cool card. This has the ability to either Foolish a plant or just bring a plant monster back from the graveyard. So they are getting the Lone Fire. Why'd they get 2 tokens there? Oh, they detached the Lone Fire. I completely missed that. Or not the Lone Fire, the Dandelion there. My bad. So yeah, they're then tributing the Lone Fire for its effect to get a copy of Nettles. If this face-up card would be destroyed, you can destroy one face-up plant monster you control instead. More so used because it is a tuner. And next they're going to go Spore, banishing the copy of Titanial to bring this back. So now this is going to be a level 9. And then it looks like they're synchroing with the 2 tokens and the Nettles for a copy of Armory Arm, going DDR, pitching a Super Solar Nutrient to bring back the Titanial, using the Armory Arm to equip to, I believe that's the target Gaia? Wait, what's going on here? Are they Wait, what is this equipping to? Once per turn, you can either target one monster on the... Oh, they're equipping it to this? I'm a little confused what's going on here. It's getting destroyed, so Gaia's on 36. I mean, lose it. It's the destroyed monster I attacked with. Wait, so what just happened here? They're taking the damage. Oh, right. Okay, so the ruling with this is if the targeted monster destroys a monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, inflict to your opponent equal to the destroyed monster's original attack. So because you control the Armory Arm, even though it's on the opponent's monster, the way it works is your opponent will take the damage because Armory Arm is your card. It's just equipped to the opponent. So they're just crashing the Titanial into the Gaia Dragon. So it kills the Titanial, doing 2,800. And I think they're going to explain it here. I completely forgot that that's the way the ruling worked on this, because I think this card had an errata or something similar for a while. So I'd forget if it specifically had to do with that. I know there was the ruling with, maybe it was an errata with Colossal Fighter exactly on how that worked, but I feel like there was some weird ruling with Armory Arm that got switched. So here they're just explaining it. So it's 17 for melee. Oh, because they're then crashing the melee over the Gaia Dragon. So they take a lot of damage here, but at the same time, so is the opponent via the Armory Arm, because it's not a once per turn for the damage inflicted. A little confusing there, but yep, they talked about it over on the side, and that is kind of what was going on. Very, very cool to see that actually play out. But here we will see NAWCQ start this one out. Opening hands, we see Gigaplant, Soul Charge, Foolish Burial, Dandelion, and Junk Forward. And on the other side, we see Dark Hole, Hieratic Dragon of H.A.T, Redox, Hieratic Dragon of Tefnuit, and Hieratic Seal of Convocation. They will get a draw for turn here, getting a copy of Max C, which will be very good against, Gigavise. Going and normal summoning the copy of H.A.T, using the Convocation to then get a copy of Sue. Then they're going to tribute off the H.A.T for Sue's ability to special summon itself. H.A.T will then summon a copy of Labradorite Dragon, overlaying both for a Atum, using the effect of Atum to summon a Flamebell Guard, then using the Redox to special summon by banishing 2. And then after that, it looks like they're going to synchro summon for a Stardust Spark Dragon in defense and just pass it over to WCQ, who now gets a copy of Max C for themselves. Special summoning Junk Forward, it says if you control no monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. It is a Earth level 3, nothing too special, usually just an extender for this deck. After that, they're going to normal the Dandelion, and it looks like on the summon of Dandelion, they're going to Max C. Yeah, it looks like they are, so it looks like they're just going to set the Foolish Burial and pass it over. Yeah, not giving NAWCQ any draws. NAWCQ will then draw a copy of Nebthet for turn. They are then going to use the Atum, and WCQ is going to drop the Max C here. They special summon a copy of Sue. Dunko gets a copy of Forward. Sue is then activated, tributing the Tefnuit from hand to pop the set back row. After that, Tefnuit will special summon a copy of Labradorite. That is the second copy of Labradorite. For some reason, I was thinking 3. Wait, actually, no, that's just the second. Yep, and WCQ is going to get a copy of Mathematician here. After that, it looks like they're going to overlay the 2 6s for a copy of Atum, and WCQ gets a Soul Charge. Then the Hieratic is going to activate its effect, summoning a Blaster out of deck. Dark Hole is drawn. Blaster is that, or Redox is then going to be activated to special summon, and it looks like WCQ gets a Rhoda, so they are taking the challenge here, overlaying for a Big Eye, overlaying for double Gaia Dragon, and some more draws are happening here, Supervise and Instant Fusion. Going for the Big Eye to take the Junk Forward, and MST is drawn there, going Battle Phase, attacking over the Dandelion. 2 tokens are then summoned, but obviously the Gaia Dragons can do piercing, so attacking over those and doing quite a lot of damage, attacking in with the Stardust Spark. And yep, it looks like we are going to a quick game number 3. Very interesting match so far that we have had. This time, WCQ will get to start this one out. Opening hands, we see Supervise, Instant Fusion, Upstart Goblin, Gigaplant, and Mathematician. On the other side, we see Tempest, Soul Charge, Upstart, a Wingbeat, a Giant Dragon, and Dragon Shrine. Kind of interesting to see they kept Wingbeat in, though I guess if your main win con is going to be some sort of, thing with needing Decree out to kind of shut down their skill drains, maybe this is good, but at the same time, you don't really play a lot of traps in Mythic Ruler, especially, or Hieratic Ruler, my bad, especially if you're going second. So kind of weird to see that, but anyways, let's see what happens. Here they draw another Instant Fusion for turn, activate Instant Fusion, get a copy of Fusionist, go Upstart, get a copy of Soul Charge, activate summon Mathematician, activate the effect, dumping a copy of Lonefire, overlaying for a copy of Malaya the Trees, detaching Mathematician, and summoning back the Lonefire. Yep, using the Lonefire effect. Going to a Lonefire into Gigaplant, activate Supervise, Gigaplant's effect, then bringing back the Lonefire. Using Lonefire to summon Spore, kind of the same thing as the first game, going for Power Tool. Supervise brings back the Gigaplant, Power Tool activates, revealing DDR, Supervise, and Supervise. Getting another copy of DDR, Soul Charge is then activated. This is basically just what happened in the first game so far. And here they're going to go Lonefire into Nettles this time. Synchro something for an 8, going for the Stardust. And are they going to use the Lonefire for Titanial? No, they're going to use the Lonefire to tribute the Malay. People forget they can do that. Going for the Titanial, and they had Spore engraved, so maybe they'll do something with Spore and the Lonefire here, which they are going to do, banishing the Lonefire there to bring back the Spore. So now it's a level 4, so they can go for a 7 here. Going for another Power Tool Dragon, using the ability, revealing Mark of the Rose, Supervise, and Supervise. Getting the Supervise to hand, overlaying both for a Dracossack in attack position. Interesting. Setting a copy of Instant Fusion and back over to Lord Siaba, who gets a copy of H.A.T for turn. Goes Upstart, getting a copy of Skill Drain, so they did keep Skill Drain, then makes sense. You know, this deck did get kind of hurt by it if it wasn't for the Decree. Normal summoning the copy of H.A.T. Going Wingbeat, just returning the H.A.T to hand and popping the Instant Fusion. Going Dragon Shrine, dumping the Labradorite and a Nepthet. Soul Charge is then activated, bringing back the Nepthet and Labradorite. Using the ability of Nepthet, this one is, it destroys stuff, I'm pretty sure. Once per turn, you contribute 1 Hieratic monster, except this card from your hand or side of the field. Target 1 monster your opponent controls, destroy that target. So tributing the asset from hand, attempting to pop a monster here, attempting to pop the Titanial, but Stardust is going to activate to negate and destroy that. Here the asset will trigger, summoning a Labradorite from deck. They can then overlay the 2 for a copy of Atum, using the ability to get a copy of Blaster. And then they are going to use Tempest to special summon. And going for a copy of Big Eye again. Using it to take the Titanial tributes to negate and destroy. Goes for Gaia Dragon, sets Skill Drain. It's not really looking good. It looks like they kept kind of going into the same motion of the same sort of thing, just keep trying to tunnel through with Big Eye, and you know, it's not the greatest resource management, but I guess at the same time, if you're playing against a deck like Gigaplant and you don't fully know, you know, what they're on, because this isn't the most common deck, as I mentioned before, in H.A.T format, you know, it is very difficult to play through something like that. Here, Dunkoseka gets a copy of Super Solar Nutrient, which we haven't seen come into play yet. Yeah, they can't forget the Stardust that comes back in the end phase. And here they are going to use the Dracossack tributing itself to pop the Skill Drain. That way you're playing around the Skill Drain just being activated if you were to go for a token, because this does tribute for cost. Next, they are going to tribute one of the tokens for Gigaplant, equip it with Supervise, bring back the Nettles here. Oh, they went for DDR here. Okay, so discarding 1 to special summon back the Lonefire, use Lonefire effect to get a copy of Copy Plant. Use the Copy Plant, copy, I believe that was, copy the Gigaplant. Synchro something for an 8. Ooh, into Crimson Blader. The Supervise is going to bring back the Gigaplant and then overlay for a M7 here. Bouncing back the Gaia Dragon. And that's just game. It should be just game here because they paid 2,000. So they're having a bit of conversation. I'm not going to read all that, but if you guys want to, feel free to pause it. But Dunkoseka does take that one. Very cool showing of Gigaplant. Definitely a little confusing that first game, but quickly caught back on to what was going on there. But if you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like on it. Comment any questions or videos you want to see in the future. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell to get notified anytime I put a new video out. Share this video with your friends. Hopefully going to show off this deck as this Moral Tech Monthly continues. And hopefully if it puts on a good showing, you'll see it more on the channel. But anyways, if you want to send in your H.A.T format replays, make sure to go down to the video description and find out how to do that. But anyways, guys, I will see you in the next video.